Hi Year 1! Today we're going to be continuing looking at numbers to 50. Our star words for today are tens, ones, digit and in total. So see how many of those words you can use throughout the lesson. Okay, let's start with a power up to warm up those brains. Today's power up, we're going to be finding the odd one out. We've represented some numbers in lots of different ways. We've used a tens frame, some deans, some counters and a part whole model. What we want to know is what is the odd one out? See if you can pause the video and have a discussion with the person you're with to find out which one of these is the odd one out. Have you done that? Well done. Let's see if you found the odd one out. The odd one out here is the tens frame. Can you find out why that's the odd one out if that's not what you got before? Well done. It's the odd one out because its total is 8. All of the others total to 18, which is much higher than 8. So well done if you spotted that as the odd one out. Right, let's discover today's learning. Today's question says, how many different ways can you show 34? Use the objects on the table. So let's find out all those different ways that we can make 34. So 34 is made up of the digits 4 and 3, and that tells us some very important information. It tells us how many tens and how many ones there are. Do you think you could tell me how many tens and how many ones there are in the number 34 using the digits to help you? Well done, you're right. The last digit told us there are 4 ones, and the digit before that told us there are 3 tens. So let's use that information to now fill up our tens frames. If we need 3 groups of 10, let's put those in first. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. So we've got our 3 groups of 10. Then how many ones do we need again? Fantastic. We need 4 ones. So we could represent that using our tens frames. 3 full up tens frames and 4 ones. Right, now we could use our part whole model. To do this, we could put in 34 as our whole. Do you have an idea of what our 2 parts could be? Well done. We could again put it into tens and ones. So we could put 30 here and 4 here. 30 is 3 groups of 10, and then these are the 4 ones. There's another way that we could do this. We could use our counting beads. Here they are. This is 3 groups of 10 and 4 ones. The groups of 10 are the colour beads all together. So we've got 10 red, 10 white, and 10 red again. That's 10, 20, 30, and then 4 ones. We could also draw this. Here we would again need 3 groups of 10 or 3 longer cubes and then 4 small cubes to represent those 4 ones. Finally, we could write it. We could say 34 is 3 tens and 4 ones. Those are all the different ways that we could make 34. Right, now let's answer this question. See if you can help me. Here it says, copy and complete each part whole model. We've got the amount that we're using represented today in our tens frames. Can you spot what number is being represented? Fantastic, it's the number 26. The first thing we need to do to complete the part whole model is say how many tens and how many ones is in 26. Remember, we could use the digits in 26 to help us do this. Let's start with the tens. How many tens are in 26? See if you could use the digits to help you, or if not, you can look up here. Have you spotted how many tens there are? Well done. There are 2 tens, and we can see that by the 2 full up tens frames here. So that was this digit. Now, let's think about how many ones are there in 26. Do you think you could tell the person you're with how many there are? Fantastic, there's 6. And we could have seen that either by the last digit or by the 6 counters here that have not filled up the tens frame. So there are 6 ones. Now that we've done that, we've got another part whole model to complete. Here again, the whole is 26. One of the parts is 20. What do you think the other part is going to be? Fantastic. The other part is going to be 6. That is, when adds together, when you add 20 and 6 together, it will make 26. Right, we've got another one of these to do now. Here we have got an amount, but it's not told to us and written down. We're going to have to work out how much this amount is by counting the beads in our counting beads. Do you think you could pause the video here and have a go at doing that? Have you done that? Well done. How many counting beads were there? Fantastic, there were 30. And we can see that by the 3 groups of 10 that have been represented in the counting beads. So we have got the number 30. Have a look at those digits and think about how many tens are there in 30. If you can't work it out by looking at the digits, have a look at how many groups of tens there are in our counting beads. Have you found out the answer? Well done. There are 3 tens in 30. Again, you can find that out by the first, which we can. Have you found out how many tens there are? Well done. There are 3 tens. And then, how many ones are there? Brilliant, there are 0 ones. We can see that by the digits that are used in 30. We can also see that by the 3 groups of 10 here and the 0 ones that have been used. Right, let's put that into one more part whole model. So our whole again is 30. Do you think you could tell the person you're with what we could split this into? Well done. We could split this into 30 and 0. Okay, let's do our last question. This says, show the part whole model using different objects. Our part whole model here is, our whole is 28. One of the parts is 20 and the other part is 8. Do you think you could tell the person you're with all the different ways that you could show 28 being split into groups of 20 and 8? See how many different ways you can think of doing this. Pause the video. Have you done that? Well done. Let's find out all the different ways. So the first thing we could do is use a tens frame. How many groups of 10 am I going to need? Well done. I'm going to need 2 groups of 10. Then how many ones am I going to need? Fantastic. I'm going to need 8 ones. So here I've got 20 and then 8. Right, now let's use our part whole model again. Before we split it into the numbers 20 and 8. So this time we're going to split it into how many tens and how many ones. So could you tell me how many tens and how many ones are there in 28? Fantastic, there's 2 tens and 8 ones. Right. Now, let's think of another way that we could represent 28. We could use our counting beads. How many groups of tens and ones are we going to need in our counting beads? Fantastic. We're going to need 2 groups of 10. Here, that's by the red and the white groups of 10. And then we're going to need 8 ones. So here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 2 groups of 10 and 8 ones. Is there any other ways we could represent 28? Well done. We could draw it. How many bigger cubes are we going to need for 28? Brilliant. We're going to need 2 bigger cubes. And then how many smaller cubes are we going to need? Fantastic. We're going to need 8. Then we could write it. Do you think you could complete this sentence for me? 28 is how many tens and how many ones? Well done. 28 is 2 tens and 8 ones. Then I thought of another way we could represent this. We could use our hands, if we had 3 people, that is. We would need the first 2 people to hold up all of their fingers. That would give us our group of 20. Then the final person could hold up 8 of their fingers, and that would give us the 8 ones. So those are lots of different ways that we could show 28. Your task for today is to complete this table. The table has a number. You then need to draw how many tens and how many ones are in that number. Remember, you can use the digits to help you complete this. Then I want you to put it into a part-whole model. You can either split this into the amount of tens and ones written by 40 and 5, or you could have written 4 tens and 5 ones. It's up to you how you complete the rest of your part-whole models. The numbers that you're going to be looking at are 12, 34, 22, 49 and 30. Remember, the answers are within the digits of the number. Your challenge for today is to find out which of these numbers down the side Philip and Molly are talking about. Philip and Molly are making numbers. Philip is making tens and Molly is making the ones. Choose the number they make each time. Have a look at the tens and the ones and select the correct number. Don't forget to send a picture to your teacher of your incredible work. Fantastic job today, Year 1. I hope you all have a lovely and restful weekend, and I will see you all in school on Monday. Bye!